I did hear
really
that.
like
You owe her an apology.
Hitmaker, literally the smartest producer in the game right now. Did he finesse all of us and we didn't even realize it? Watch this video, man, and find out.
Yeah.
That little bitch up on my line already hit my jack like 1, 2 times. I can't lie, little mama, you fine, but I'm about my honestly just to die. I can't waste no time, no time. I got that drip that stick like slime. This shouldn't be my girl, my wife. Little bitch, you watch your mind. I'm about to blow like a goddamn mind. On post my moves, moving songs like a mind. I'm the Puerto Rican spicy like lime. You niggas ain't hot, washed up and dry. Couldn't be me even if you tried. And you did a couple times, motherfucker, don't lie. A lot of niggas say that they can't, oh lord, too bad, don't need this fuck so why? Nah.
It's been said and it's been proven many times, gang. The rap game is not for everybody. You know what they say. But look, sometimes it's exactly for that person. I personally believe myself that out of all the things that I love to do, all the different endeavors that I've attempted and I want to attempt, and the opportunities come to me, it always comes back to the music. So you ask yourself, would you let somebody take you away from your dream when things start going wrong? Do you give up when it's not exactly how you pictured it? Or do you keep grinding for the reality that you wanted and not give a fuck what anybody had to say? That's what Hitmaker, excuse me, aka Young Bird did. Wait till y'all hear this too. But before we get too deep into it, gang, you know what it is. It's your local homie, Big Foe, not the little one. Full guy handle here to bring you another banger. Coming at y'all with everything going down in the culture, man. You can call me the trap historian if you want to. But guys, I got a really crazy one for you. But watch this whole video so you get the full details, the full effect. Make sure you like, share, comment, and bang that subscribe button. Turn those post bell notifications all the way on so you don't miss a beat, man. We got a lot of stuff coming 2023. Between the podcast, we got more shows, man. Make sure you watch that last video for the coldest winter showcase. That was such a blessing to be a part of and to be just in the room with so many talented people, y'all. Y'all not even ready. You think high content was the only way I was coming? Nah.
Well, think again!
We only going uphill takeoff squad. So with that being said, without further ado, let's do what it do. Let's get to it, gang. Christopher J. motherfucking Ward. Christian J. Ward, originally known in the game as Young Bird, is a huge example of how a rap game really ain't for everybody, you know what I'm saying? And I do mean the lyrical part of the rap game. Young Bird is a huge example of this, and you'll see how. Born in Chicago, September 9th, 1985. 80s, baby. Everything was cracking. Man, you know, Chicago, we got a different type of climate here. We have a different way of life. The way that we move, the way that we have to learn to coexist with all these different diversities and cultures, it's like natural to us. This is why Chicagoans can move anywhere and we be alright. But we definitely want to tell you we're from Chicago. You know, and I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even know he was from Chicago before this. So this was interesting, but it explains a lot of why he's so cocky and the way he maneuver and he stand on everything he say, whether it's right or wrong. Man, I will say this. Bird been in the game for a long time. And no one, Ward signed to Bloodline Records, which is DMX's label. And if you don't know who the late rapper is, I advise you to go and figure out who it is. DMX is one of the greatest artists to ever live. Rest in peace, man. But you know, it was interesting to find out that he was signed this label because I definitely didn't know that Bird's debut song was actually featured on the Exit Room soundtrack for a song called Dog for Life, and his first name that he went by was Iceberg. Shortly after that, he was actually sent to attend a military boarding school in Montana in 2001. His parents wasn't rocking with the whole gangster lifestyle, so they was trying to get him out the hood so he could be something better, be something more. And believe it or not, he actually finished that program in 03. He moved shortly to LA after graduating in 03 too, instantly on. Man, but I will say this, the man was grinding the entire time. From 01 to 03, from 03 to 05. By 05, he was already working as a hype man and recording assistants for Disturbing the Peace and fellow Chicago rapper, Shauna. And if you don't know Shauna, y'all best to get here, man. I ain't gonna lie, being a Chicagoan and being a female artist myself, Shauna was definitely one of the people who made me confident enough to be myself. Shauna, you know what I'm saying, the Brat, artists like that, they made me feel like I could be myself and not be so controlled by societal expectations, you know what I'm saying? Not change my image, not change my flavor, not change my flow, not change my interests, nothing, because the game told me to. As I said, he did not stop grinding. From 03 to 05, he moved to LA, got on his game. By 07, he was now more established. He debuted with his single, Sexy Lady. He signed to Epic Records. He had songs and even cameos with Cat DeLuna, Lil Wayne and Briscoe, Ray J in 07, he had Sexy Can I, you know that was a hit. Sexy Can I, please burn in my baddest girl. I guess you could cut up later like, ooh. That was my shit. He had his debut album, also called Look What You Made Me. He had shit with Do That though. He made the hit The Business with Cassie. Co-wrote for Nicki's album. 14 was a crazy year for him too. He featured on the first season of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood as one of the main stars. But unfortunately, he was fired. Due to an arrest and assault on a fellow classmate, Masika Tucker. So after that happened, you know, he had to lay low for a minute. But in 2020, he tried to redeem himself by becoming an executive producer on T.I.'s album Libra, which I will say caught me off guard. I got to that album a little late. And that album definitely, like, impressed me as far as T.I.'s lyricism and his flows in there. It was definitely, like, not the typical T.I. from the South that we was used to. But the problem with Young Berg was he couldn't keep his mouth closed. And nigga talked too motherfucking much, man. He kept saying things that were so controversial. Like, he was in interviews saying how his preference was light-skinned women, but instead of just saying that, he was saying abstinent things like, I don't like black butts. I don't do dark butts. I'm gonna put the clip up right there so y'all can see it.
Kind of racist, like not even like that.
I did hear
really
that.
Like
you owe her an apology.
You
don't like dark. You don't
dark
like
butts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how like women, like some women prefer like light skinned men. You know what I'm saying? Or the dark skinned dudes. Like I don't really like. It's rare that I do dark butts. Like really
dark
rare.
Butts.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
What if the rest of her body is like
brown skin booties?
That's good.
Brown skin booties are good.
It's like no.
So if y'all remember, as I said, he had a song called Do That. That song actually was an aim diss at rapper Bow Wow. And I know y'all know who Bow Wow is. And if you're too young and don't know who Bow Wow is, Google Shad Mouse. In interviews, he started taking shots at people who used to be his homie. One of them being Briscoe. He insulted him on the podcast. In that same podcast, he was talking about something, and he went as far as saying that it went back further than Flo Rida's hairline. And Flo Rida didn't take them comments too nicely.
That comment, see niggas from the streets, and when they make that transition to rap, they gotta understand how to stay in character. There's certain things you gotta watch what you say. So before you say things, you have to pause. It didn't say it, so I'm gonna pause. Then I'm gonna say this. Young Berg. I'm not Flo Rida. I'm his twin Briscoe. How you doing? You did a record with me and Lil Wayne. Remember we was at the studio? Yeah, me. How you doing? I'ma fuck you up. Only reason I'ma fuck you up is because you talking too much and you a little guy. I thought you was Ice-T son. They said Young Berg, I thought you was Ice-T son. You feel me? That's why I kinda felt you, but bitch lied to me. When the nigga catch you, Young Berg, Sexy Lady, like to know you, that boy, I'ma beat your little red ass, boy. Helps that era, look, open like a goon. Young Money, Cash Money, yes sir. Po boy, happen to be Flo Rida.
That man was not playing with him. And Tierra Marie, which was also a fellow castmate, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and also an artist. I also stated in the interview that she did in 2012 that she simply just did not like Ward and would not get him ambushed again due to comments he made about her in one of his interviews. On May 10th, 2012, Ward spoke up about the situation, stating that, you know, he called Ray J up and said this is what he talked about in the interview, and he felt like he spoke candidly about the relationship and felt his loyalty to Ray J. It's just nothing nowhere near Tierra. And they actually end up making up because later on, he ended up actually producing a song on her album called Deserve. So with that being said, as you see at this point, he's no longer dropping verses. He's more so establishing himself as a producer. And this is where Hitmaker is born. He also got himself established as a writer. He wrote a couple songs for Nicki. He wrote One Some More and Favorite and By Heart for Nicki Minaj on her Pink Print album in 2012. He lent his vocal talent to the track Shanghai. His later projects included More Money, More Condoms, and Reality Check. In 2017, Ward was named VP of A&R Atlantic Records. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big step up from being in the radio and being in these interviews and you saying stuff that's getting you canceled. Now, currently, he uses the moniker Hitmaker. His hit track Hotbox for via Atlantic Records premiered 2019 September. It sparked a hella different reactions. It remixed a version featuring Chinese Kitty, Dream Doll, Dreezy, Mulatto, and Young M.A. And in 2019, he also produced songs for Chris Brown and Tinashe and 2 Chainz and PNB Rock, rest in peace, and a couple others. So, the man is only 37 years old. And for a 5'5" rapper, man, coming from Chicago, who done talked himself into a hole, being able to rebrand himself so seamlessly, because I'm not going to lie to you, I was watching a TikTok and he came up and I'm like, Hitmaker, nah, that look like Bird. And I'm old, I was born in 96, I might not be old to the old heads, but I'm old to these youngest. Niggas don't even know who Chinky is, apparently. But, you know, seeing somebody being able to rebrand themselves again shows y'all that it's always an opportunity to change up your ways, better yourself, man. Every new day is opportunity. With that being said, that's all I got for y'all. I got nothing but love for y'all. Push that P, that positivity, that prayer, and that positivity, man. Prosperity, prayer, and positivity. Push that mother-loving P. That being said, this is Big Fo. Ashe, love.